Coming to you live from New York City, it's Jim Caruso's Pajama Cast Party. And now, here's your host, Jim Caruso.
Hello, and howdy do to you. That's French. I am so happy that you're here with me tonight and to see this incredible show and to celebrate all the good things that we hope are happening in this great land of ours. And gosh, I don't know where to start. It's been a really invigorating weekend for me and for many people that I know. I hope it has been for you too. I'm very optimistic. I'm very excited. And I hope that everybody is supportive of the changes that are taking place in this country and feel good about it. That's what I have to say about that. It's this show is going to knock your little socks off. Just the sound check alone made me a little giddy. This cast is amazing. Gunhild Carling, Peter Eldridge, Justin Guarini, Aisha de Haas, and Michael Musto. Now, for God's sake, if that isn't a variety show, it's just, can't this be on television? Hello? It's also, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kay Thompson's birthday. If she were with us, she would be 111 years old. So it's probably best that she's not with us. But she was a great friend and a wonderful mentor. And I think what we're going to do next week is play a clip of Kay Thompson, so you know who the heck she is, if you don't already. She was extraordinary. She wrote... What's happening?
Jim, what is going on?
What's happening?
You tell me. I don't hear anything other than you dancing in silence.
Did you not play that?
No. Jim.
It came. Okay, that was weird.
Jim.
That was very weird. I was watching that clip on YouTube, and somehow it snapped back on while I was talking to you about Kay Thompson. I thought Ruby had turned it on to be clever. That's so weird, you guys, that Kay Thompson would start singing while I'm talking about Kay Thompson. Wow. I'm not sure how to follow that up. Anyway, we will show a clip of her next week. I want to talk about some of our swag and some of the wonderful people who have purchased said Pajama Cast Party swag. My great friend Casey Paul was seen on the streets of New York wearing her cast party mask. Gorgeous. The great Jane Monheit was seen in her kitchen wearing the cast party apron. Gorgeous. Justin Squiggs Robertson was seen in his home holding the cast party candle, which is available. All of this is available for purchase on the Pajama Cast Party website. I'm still a little freaked out that Kay started to sing seconds ago. Everything's available on the Pajama Cast Party website. The candles, the aprons, the t-shirts, the mugs. It's all there. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Helps Law Offices. She said, I don't know her name, but one of the attorneys there sent me the most lovely message, and I just want you to know that it touched me and was so kind of you to message me. Now, you might know that the aforementioned Justin Squiggs Robertson joins us every few weeks. He's a brilliant caricature artist, and he sits in his home and does quick sketches of Pajama Cast Party performers as they're performing. And he always sends us a little preview so that we can look over his shoulder to see what he's up to. Hey, Ruby, show us what Squigs is doing.
All right, let's take a peek.
Oh, hey, that's you.
Oh, this is so good. It's going to be such a good
I like
night.
I like that the candle's in there too. And that's me. I wish that were my jawline. That's very manly. Those are my eyebrows, however. Justin, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At the end of the show, we will show you his finished product of everybody that's performing tonight. Oh, yeah. Go to squigsonline.com. The best Christmas gifts. He'll do you. He'll do you.
Okay.
Squigs will do you. Don't tell anybody.
Jim, can I just say that I think for the first time ever, I fully broke when I came on to ask what was happening. Because all I saw, so the sound, Jim, was coming through your AirPods because I saw you accidentally tap your AirPods, and that makes music start to play. So
that's so weird.
But
the timing was insane. And this has happened to me with, I hate to sound weird, but you know how some people die and are just hover? They're around.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds cuckoo, but a lot of people, I have a feeling, understand. She's one of those people. Like, I'll be thinking about her and I'll see a pug in the street, or I'll see somebody in head to toe pink. She sang a song called Think Pink. Just weird things go on with me and Kay Thompson.
Yeah, well, because she clearly meant so much to you. But I just want to say, from my end, I turned to my boyfriend and I said, "Has he lost his mind?" I said, "He's dancing in silence." So completely broke.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Wait, you didn't hear it? Oh, now I really understand. Okay.
It completely.
Well, just so you know, I tapped my earphones and Kay Thompson started singing in my headphones. That's why I'm acting like a lunatic. Let's move on, shan't we? Why do we do this? We do this to entertain you, the viewing public, and to help everybody and to bring some cheer and entertainment during these very strange, bizarre times. And also, what we love to do is to make a weekly donation to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. This group it's a wonderful organization of angels who take care of the people in the arts when they need it. They will help pay rent. They will help pay medical bills. They will, and this isn't just performers. This is directors, choreographers, writers, the people that pull the curtain, the lighting people, the wig people, the makeup people, and not just New York, but all over the country. So when we ask for a little donation from you, or a big donation from you, and by the way, you guys have been so incredibly generous over these past 31 weeks that we've been doing this. We love sending them a donation every week. It just does my heart so good. And it's only because of you that happens. So thank you for that. You can Venmo us. You can PayPal us. You can TomTom, smoke signals, however you do that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get this going.
Jim, can I just say something really fast?
Yes.
If you are unable to tip us, because I completely understand these times are very difficult for everybody, tip us in a word of mouth way. I really should have figured out a better way to say this. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and share Pajama Cast Party. If you can't tip, that's fine. Share the show on your social media platforms because that's how we continue to grow. And that's how we've gained so many wonderful viewers who now say they never heard of us and now they come back every single week. I was looking at the comments just now. We got a few people saying this is my second time watching. I'm so excited. So glad I now know about this. Truly. So please, if you can't tip, that's okay. But if you can, as Julie Halston says, no amount is too small and no amount is too large. So that's my little talk.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, let's get this going. Gunhild Carling. I have watched Gunhild Carling, who is known as Sweden's Queen of Swing, play 8 instruments during the same show, sometimes during the same song, all the while singing, tapping, and cavorting with her wildly talented family of musicians. She's a one-woman New Year's Eve celebration. Please welcome Gunhild Carling.
Hello!
Hello, my friend.
Good afternoon
How are
from
you?
San Francisco.
Ruby, you have to mute me on her because we're having some echo problems. Gunhild, welcome.
Thank you so much. You can't believe how happy I am to be here. I'm so happy to be, and I love Birdland. Send all my kisses and hugs to everybody there. From every person working with jackets and with taking orders in the bar and in the bartenders. Everyone, a big hug.
I will absolutely tell them. Where are you, my friend?
I am in my studio outside San Francisco in Cupertino.
And who are those fabulous people behind you?
It is my family and my neighbors. So we have started a band during lockdown, and my daughter is here. That is Eden. And my closest neighbors are Pritish, Manav, they are brothers, and Ishvar. And my son, Viggo.
Yes.
And my neighbor, Cougar. And neighbor, Michelle. And I have another fantastic saxophone player, Jason Belankes. And me, I'm here.
Yes,
we
you
have been
are.
playing every Sunday since lockdown, live streaming.
You are busy. Now, I can think of 8 instruments that I know you play, but really, how many? There's more. Am I right?
Yeah, if I count instruments, I come to 20. But I play shawms and crumb horns, bagpipes, all kinds of cembalos and strange ethno instruments that is not so well known. So I play a lot of not so common instruments, but I not of course play ukulele and trombone and harmonica and accordion and piano, trumpet, cornet, flugelhorn. Yeah, I mean, if I am with a little goodwill, I can count instruments up to 25, maybe 30.
Oh my gosh. How did your musical career start? I don't know that.
So I was playing with my family since before I can remember. So we are from Sweden. Maybe no one heard I've had an accent, but I have, and it's a Swedish accent. I have 3 siblings and 2 parents, and we all play mainly jazz, but also some Baroque and medieval and Renaissance music together. And we are also into vaudeville. So I tap dance, and my brother is a rope dancer and juggler, and so dancers, all acrobats. And now, since I moved to California since 2 years back, so I have started a band here, and lockdown is fantastic. I have absolutely nothing to do but sit here and play jazz.
I knew you would put this time to good use. I had no doubts. Now, I know you're a favorite of the royal family of Sweden. What's it like performing for royalty? Do they get up and dance like the audiences at Birdland?
So when I played for the King of Sweden and the royal family, they were like, whoa, and they were shouting and screaming and dancing. It was fantastic. So I played first time, and it was a huge success, and they were laughing and cracking out and screaming and shouting. But next time I met them, they didn't make like, whoa, there you are, the best artist in the whole world, as I thought the king was going to say. He just said, hello.
Oh.
But
Maybe he
he
was having a bad day.
No. I understood. He was like making a pressure on me to do it even better show. That's what I think.
And you can do it. Now, I've seen you on stage playing 3 trumpets at once. How did that, oh, there it is. How did that ever come into your mind? What made you decide to try that?
So I was playing at London Palladium with my family, and we did a novelty show. So I was playing 2 trumpets at the same time because I had seen an Italian circus family in Sweden doing that. So then someone say that there was, in the 1940s, there was a man playing 3 trumpets at the same time. And also there are like several artists in jazz that play a lot of... Like Roland Kirk plays many saxophones.
At the same time?
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly riffs. Ba-do-da-da, ba-do-da. So I take 3 trumpets and play like riffs and things.
You make me so happy. Just play for us. Show us what you guys do, won't you?
We are going to play a song called I Double Dare You. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Yeah! I just have to say that some of the members in the band are 12 years old. And some are 15, 16, 17 and adults. So it's a mix. Oh yeah, you know, I'm outside the frame. There is a cast party. Vi måste flytta kameran. Yeah, good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. double dare you to lend me an ear. I double dare you to sit over here. Take off your hi-hat and let's get friendly. Don't be a scat cat, for whatever you can't you take it there? I double dare you to kiss me and then I double dare you to kiss me again. And if that look in your eyes reveal what I'm thinking of, I double dare you to fall in love with me. I double dare you again.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, we did it. Yeah, there we are.
You absolutely did it. Do Ruby, help. The echoing is killing me. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much. You are amazing.
Thank you, neighbors. Oh my gosh. Thank you, family. They're just fabulous. And I want those two-tone shoes sitting in the front there. Those are
Two-tone
really,
shoes
really
sitting
good.
in the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah. I like those very much. We both said, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Gunhild. We can't wait for you all to be back in New York.
Yeah, we can't wait to come to New York. We're gonna make the hottest show ever on Birdland. Can we do that?
Yes. Thank
All
you,
right.
all of my new friends. Thank you. And Gunhild, I love you, and thank you for doing this for us.
Kisses and hugs to everybody. Say hi to New York.
I will. Bye. That was great, you guys. No kidding. When she plays Birdland, everybody in the audience is up and screaming and dancing around and like doing parades through the club. It's insanity. So great. That's entertainment. Can we say it? Okay. On to our next fantastic guest, Peter Eldridge. Peter is he's a singer's singer, that's for sure. He's also a songwriter, a pianist, an arranger, but I first knew of him as 1/4 of a gorgeous vocal quartet called New York Voices. Here he is, Peter Eldridge.
Good evening. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Hi, everybody.
Can you believe what we just saw?
I'm not going to be nearly as exciting as Gunhild and the gang, but it's going to be a letdown. But
no, don't say that.
Yeah, I can fake it. But yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. And a tuba player named Cougar. So I mean, we're it doesn't. I did put on a tie though. I when I was here before, I thought this was sort of a real PJ thing. So I had PJs on. I was like, okay, the PJs are coming off, and I'm gonna look a little more presentable. So anyway, hi.
Listen, PJs are optional. It is called pajama cast parties. Some people do, some people don't. I did it once, and I felt strange.
Cheap?
I felt
Cheap?
cheap is the word. Underdressed somehow. I don't know. Although it wasn't negligee, so that was weird. Oh, look, there's Jane Monheit. She seems
my
to
God,
like you.
Jane Monheit. Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh,
She seems
Lord.
to like you.
Oh,
Okay, so let's talk about you.
hey, speaking of
Peter
Jane
Eldridge.
Monheit, I mean, besides my deep devotion to Jane Monheit, I want a cast party apron, so I got to go order me one, I guess, huh? That looked really cool. I want to look as cool
Evidently.
as Jane did in her apron, which I don't think is possible, but I'll give it my best shot. But anyway, yes, but that's some good. Or what does the candle smell like? Is my other question.
Oh, the Campbell. It smells kind of. It's a light smell. It's a little powdery. It's a little.
Is it sort of man cave-ish, or is it something?
No,
else?
because I feel like a man cave is musky and dank.
Sort
This
of
is
like-
not.
Sort of like this room that I'm in right now, currently.
Musky.
Yeah.
That looks like a very cool room, by the way.
It holds up okay, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, where are you? Actually,
I'm in my house up in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
I live in New Hampshire now. Weird after 20 years in the big bad city.
Yeah.
Moved up here with family and now I'm a foster dad. Hello. And so which is
I mean, that's
pretty wild.
incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So that's why I have to do something a little on the sweet and introspective side because I have sleeping children. So but I've been up here for 7 or 8 years and miss the city really bad and don't get back there. Certainly don't get back there too much these days, but I hope to be back there whenever this malarkey is over. So
It's malarkey. Now, being in New Hampshire must be great because you're such a wonderful songwriter, to give you the peace and quiet for introspection and thoughts. Is it good for that, or do you work better in the noisy city?
I don't know. Yeah, I like. Sometimes I work better when I know other people around me are working too. Like it's great to hear music coming from other rooms. I've always been I always do best when I'm like teaching and I have a break and I hear stuff going on, and it's very inspiring that way. But
Oh, wow.
I get some stuff done up here as well. Yeah, for sure.
Well, your newest album, Somewhere, is so gorgeous.
Oh,
Oh my God. It's so great. Oh, look, there it is.
Wow, look at that. You people don't mess around. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Here, you go to one side
gotta
and
move over.
we'll get a,
Yeah, nice.
that'll be nice. I have to say the strings on You Don't Know Me blew me away.
Oh, I know.
It's so lush.
Kenny Werner arranged all the strings, and man, it doesn't get a whole lot. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Yeah, that's for sure.
No, it's like one of those great Sinatra, Nat King Cole, just gorgeously orchestrated albums. And of course, your voice is just perfection.
Oh.
I just love the way you sound. But you've been teaching a lot at Manhattan School of Music. That was in the past, but now at Berklee, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I've been there. This is my 7th year at Berklee. I love it. I was at the Manhattan School of Music where I met the now infamous Jane Monheit. We go way back, right? I mean, we do now, which is wild. But yeah, I moved up to Berklee about 7 years ago, and really love it. I just really love it. Yeah, it's a whole other different thing.
It's totally different thing. But both my parents were music teachers, so I know what that meant to them. Opening up students' minds. And what do you love? What do you love about teaching?
Yeah, it's just that. It's kind of like, you help somebody find what their thing is, what makes them special, hopefully. What if it's their voice, if it's their writing, if it's their, their lyrics, it's helping somebody. I don't know. I like to think I help people find kind of who they are musically, at least a little bit. That's the goal anyway, for sure.
Well, you have such a singular voice. I mean, I can hear a recording and know immediately that it's you. How do you help students? Because when I was first starting out in the 30s, I was trying to be everybody else. How do you help them find their thing, their singularness?
Yeah, that's exactly part of the journey. You do imitate all your heroes. You do go, God, I want to sound like Frank Sinatra. I want to sound like Nat King Cole, Chet Baker, Elvis, whoever. And then, but
Cher. That was me.
But at some point you kind of go, okay, now what are you going to bring to the party? What can you add? What can you add to this history, this music that hasn't been done before? And you kind of just go down different roads to help people do that. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Yeah.
Well, show our audience exactly what makes you so singular and so cool and so you.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, this is of all things, this is a tune by Mel Torme. I recorded this on an album a long time ago now, but I haven't done it in years. And last time I saw Jim, we were on a Janice Eagle and Lawrence Kinnan show, Vocal Gumbo, and I tried it out there, and it seemed to go over okay. So we're going to do it again. So A Stranger in Town by Mel Torme, words and music by Mel Torme. Just arrived on the 710. Thought I'd see the old gang again. But you know how they come and go. I'm just a stranger in town. Everywhere, everyone I see seems to wonder who I could be. And I swear no one seems to care about a stranger in town. I saw a cottage on a lonely old street. The weeds have grown round the gate. Somehow I felt that you would wait here, my sweet. But it looks like I'm too late. Guess I'll leave on the 12:02. I can't believe there is no more you. Is there nothing for me? Will I always be a stranger in my own hometown? I saw a cottage on a lonely old street. The weeds have grown round the gate. Somehow I felt that you would wait here, my sweet. But it looks like I'm too late. Guess I'll leave on the 12:02. No, I can't believe there is no more you. Is there nothing for me? Will I always be a stranger in my own hometown?
Oh, God. It's just so good. It's just so good. These chords, those chords, it's just so good.
You are too kind. It's so nice to see you. You're one of the greats, Jim Caruso.
Me? Listen to you.
Oh, shut
Turn
up.
on
No,
your
it's-
CD for a
No,
minute.
it's all about you. It's all about you, my friend. So,
Is it?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Yeah, I love seeing you.
I love seeing and hearing you. What a joy you are. Thank you, my friend, for doing this tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. And here's to a new beginning and better days, and
Absolutely.
being respectful to each other and loving each other, and all that stuff. So yeah.
How about that?
we'll happen.
How about that idea?
Anyway, great.
I'm
great
with you.
to see Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for entertaining us so royally. That's
My
Peter
pleasure.
Eldridge.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, everybody.
They're all clapping. You look these people up on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all of the places where you find fine entertainers. I've seen some questions here on how to find them all, but you can just look them up. They're all on all of the social media. I know that for sure. And don't forget, we're taking donations, Venmo and PayPal, and help us pay for the platform and make a nice donation to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. I started cheering our next guest back in 2002 when he knocked everyone out with his unbelievably soulful voice on American Idol. Since then, I've seen him star on Broadway in musicals and plays, and he's seen on the small screen every minute in the Diet Dr. Pepper commercials, which I love. He's a little sweet. That's who he is. Here's Justin Guarini.
Hi, how are you?
I am so good, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I feel like I can breathe again, really, to be perfectly honest with you. I know a lot of people feel that way. I know there are a lot of people who are also struggling as well, but I think that we have an opportunity to finally bridge some gaps, and what better way to, in small part, do that than to sing some music and have good conversations. And I'm so happy to be here. I love Birdland. We have been wanting to do this for so long.
I know we thought we were going to do it in person.
Yes.
For years we've been trying.
Yes,
but
and
now
I mean,
we're
look,
doing it.
I mean, look, Peter's was just amazing. The fact that I have to follow the two performers that came before me seems obscene, but just reminds me of how wonderful you are. The reach that you have is. I went to Birdland. I mean, look, I went to University of the Arts in Philadelphia, and I studied vocal performance, and that was where I first fell in love with jazz, and met people like Chet Baker. I mean, obviously musically, right? And all of the greats, and Mel Torme, and just all the wonderful people. And Bird himself, just that I then got to go and sit and watch Chita Rivera do her thing one year.
I remember when you were there.
Yep. The first time we met. It was probably 10 years ago. Can you believe that? And so I love Birdland. I'm so happy to be here. I cannot wait to actually physically be in Birdland. But I'm glad.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do
it soon.
Eventually we'll get to it, right?
We're getting closer.
Right? Exactly.
So you're a Philly boy. Yes,
I am.
You grew up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, well,
what's
interesting about that is that I'm actually in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which was one of the counties that helped get us into the situation that we're in now. But I am also was born in Columbus, Georgia, which we'll talk about that a little bit later on. We'll talk about that later on when we get to the song. But I'm just ecstatic in general, and living in Philly here has been nice because I can go in and out of New York.
Yeah.
And still have the backyard,
Backyard's nice. Listen, what I didn't know was before American Idol, you were living in New York, singing around and auditioning. And were you singing in clubs too?
I wasn't singing in clubs so much. That was more in Philly. There's a great place called Chris's Jazz Cafe where I would go in Philly, right there on Sansom Street, I think. And it was one of those clubs that, like, back in like the 1820s when I was in college, they would like serve you under. I saw that brow. That was a sharp brow.
Listen, that I can even move my forehead at this point is some kind of a medical miracle. But go ahead.
Well, look, I'm proud of you. Let me tell you. But like, I would go to the jazz cafe, and like my teachers, like Jimmy Bruno, great jazz guitarist, Mark DiCiani, great drummer, like all those folks would like play, and I'd go up and I'd sing with them, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I moved to New York and I studied theater there, but I really didn't sing around all that much. But yes, I was, a lot of people are like, oh, you got your start in 2002 on American Idol, but I really had that proverbial fork in the road where I was auditioning for this little show that unfortunately didn't do well, called The Lion King. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
I know. It was in and out of theaters. And
Missed me.
yeah, shame. And so in 2002, I was sitting in my car on my way to work, just waiting, and I got this phone call that said, "Hey, we want to," the joke, like, "Oh wait, excuse me, hey, Broadway's calling." Literally, Broadway called, right? And they're like, "Hey, we have this role for you. It's a chorus role in The Lion King. We know you've been auditioning for this for like 3-4 years. We're so excited for you." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is the most amazing thing." There's this show in LA though that I booked, and I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. Can I call you back in a week? And long story short, I had to call Jay Binder Casting and say, "Hey guys, there's this show. I really think it's gonna work out." And I was even in top 30 at that point. And so, but then 10 years, I chose American Idol, obviously, and then 10 years I came back around, and I had the opening night party of Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, which was my first Broadway show, in the same hotel, in the same conference room where I sat and waited to audition for American Idol.
Oh, God, that's great. Well, now I want to talk about American Idol for a minute. I cannot imagine the pressure, not just musically and as a performer, but the agony of being judged in front of millions and millions of people every week. That must be soul-crushing, horrifying, thrilling.
Yes.
What?
You know what? It's like, when you're in your 20s, it's like, thank God you're ignorant, right? Right. If you really truly understood half of the things, the ramifications of what we did in our 20s, right? And like you look back, like, how did I live? How did I not die? And it's sort of the same thing. We were all blissfully ignorant to the fact that 30 million people every single week. It just became a number. You know what I mean? It's just enough. You have 100 people in the audience, and that's daunting enough. But then the red light comes on the camera, and they tell you there's 30 million people, but you don't really get it. And we didn't really get it, I think, until we did the tour. And so it was. Right. There was pressure. It was hard, but we had each other, and I will credit Fox and Fremantle and all the folks at American Idol. They took care of us and they protected us, even from ourselves sometimes.
Isn't that nice?
It was nice, and it was before people really truly understood the power of the show. And
right.
Yeah, we didn't understand. So I think it was ignorance was bliss there.
Well, I want to judge you right now. When I see you in shows like Women on the Verge and Wicked and In Transit, all of which I did see, I find you unbelievably musical with a universal appeal. I think
Thank you.
You're the kind of guy who will have a very long life as a performer, either on stage as a musical performer or hosting or just being a personality, like Justin Timberlake meets Ryan Seacrest, that kind of thing. Is that kind of your goal, or do you just have blinders on for one specific thing? I
think sometimes, for better or for worse, I've done just this. I love just being able to express myself in different mediums. I grew up, my father was chief of police in Atlanta, Georgia for a time. And so all the lights and the politics or whatever, I mean, from a very young age, I understand that. My mother was one of the first people to start up CNN in Atlanta. She was an anchor woman. And so I would, you know what I mean? So like that all makes all of this stuff, the lights and the cameras and stuff, it just makes sense to me. And then you add in the fact that I love music and I come from a musically inclined family. And so, no, I want to do it all. And I love hosting. But where I am right now is I love singing. I love acting. I love doing all that. And I still do it. And I love it. As a matter of fact, this is my self-tape setup. I had to do a set change before here to put the red curtain up.
I like it.
But I just yesterday finished my first online audition academy masterclass because it's I love teaching too. And so part of what I do is I love to take the next generation and say, okay, look, let's get all the technical stuff out of the way so that you can feel comfortable about performing. And then we dig into the actual, script analysis and the expression.
Good for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I see it. I just about a couple of weeks ago turned 42. And so I see maybe I don't want to be in front of the camera, or maybe people just don't want to see me. So I'm going to be prepared for whatever comes down the road. And the pandemic was actually sort of a good kick in the rump that I needed.
Yeah. I feel that way for all of us. Yeah. Then you got the fateful call from Diet Dr. Pepper. What did that call sound like? First of all, your character is so weird and brilliant, like this little Richard and Prince guy with maroon hair and eyeliner. How did that come about?
Okay,
did they know what it was?
Yes, I will give you the Cliffs Notes of that story. So I was doing a 9-month tour, and I say tour like tour of duty, in Wicked, on Broadway. I was playing Fiyero, and if you've ever seen that show, you know that Fiyero does a whole lot of like, and then he sits for like 40 minutes backstage, right? And then it's like, I mean, like, look, hats off to the ladies because they do all the heavy lifting. I'm not complaining, but like, it was hard on my body. And I was commuting back and forth between my home here and New York, 5 hours a day round trip. I had small children, so I was tired at the end of this 9 months. And so I get this call from my agent. They're like, hey, there's this commercial. We'd love you to go in for it. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm going to take my fourth quarter, what's left of it, and I'm going to relax. Then they were like, no, you really should do this. And I said, no, I shouldn't. And they said, seriously, you really should do this. And I said, no, I shouldn't. They said, you do it. And I said, yes, fine, I'll go. And so I went, commuted up to New York. My wife is like, you're leaving me again with the children. And so I go up and I'm like, honey, this is what I have to do. I'm going to go do it. I'm sitting in the casting room, and there's someone who looks like Steven Tyler. There's someone who looks like Prince. There's someone over there who looks like Bret Michaels. And I'm like, I don't look, sound, nothing like any of these people. And that was all, those names and more were in the breakdown, the thing that tells you what the character is all about that we as actors get. And so I'm like, I'm just going to go in and have a good time. And it was the single best decision I have made, I think, in my career, because I walked in and there wasn't that sort of like, you know, making diamonds out of coal, it happens in your rear sort of thing happening during auditions. And I walked in and they gave me this cheesy jacket and a scarf, and all the words were up on a prompter. And so I didn't have to do anything other than just look. And in brackets, the stage direction says Lil Sweet slides in on his knees. So I was like, all right. I said, hey, am I out of frame? No. Okay, am I out of frame? The guy's like, the casting associate's like, yes. And I just do, Lil Sweet sliding in on his knees. And I just started, I'm just doing this weird sort of like, weirdo character, right? Because I'm like, I don't care. I have to be here. I'm going to enjoy this. And so long story short, they called me. I go home and I'm like, never seeing that again. They call me. I have to go back the next day to audition for the director who's in Spain, the Diet Dr. Pepper people are in Texas, the ad agencies in California, all of it's digital. And I do my thing and I do it as weird as possible. Same things, sing things that weren't supposed to be sung, just like having a good time. Because there was a guy who went in before me who looked like, I mean, the pencil thin mustache and the, you know, dig if you will, this picture, like he looked perfect for the role. And I'm like, not going to get it, but going to go in and have fun. Long story, even slightly less longer. They call me that night. They say, we want you on an airplane. It was Friday. I flew out Saturday, costumes, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We started shooting. And then 6 years later, here I'm doing it. So it's like.
Still, this is the best story ever.
It was so much fun. But I will say this. If you audition or if you know anybody who auditions, if you can stop acting and start playing in your audition, just that little micro adjustment can make huge, huge differences in your success.
Write that down, kids. Write it down. Show us what you do. Sing for us.
For sure. I'd love to.
Yay.
Hey, so I am proudly born in Georgia, and Georgia came through for us this year. So even though someone else who may be slightly well-known with the first name John, last name Legend, sang this online, I wanted to sing it too because I love it so very much. So this is Ray Charles, Georgia on My Mind. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine. Other arms reach out to me. Other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads me back to you. I said, Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me. Other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads me back to you. Georgia, no peace I find. Just this old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Oh, I said, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Oh my Lord. God, you sing great.
You sing great. That's it.
You just sing great, for God's sake.
Thank you so very much.
Can there be an album? Can there be, what's happening in the recording situation?
Oh, you know what? You and my wife and other people, I have been so focused on just getting my teaching going that that I did that. I had the master class, and you do something once and you're like, oh, I do that so much better. And so I'm going to do it a couple times. But I miss singing. I miss it so very much. So tonight was the first time, I think, in many months. I mean, I've done a few things here and there, but tonight was the first time in a long time that I sang. Really, you made me miss it. And so, yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
In the future. Thank you.
Fingers crossed. Look, people. Lisa Lambert wrote a show called Drowsy Chaperone.
Oh, I've
co-wrote that show.
Yes,
heard of that little show.
A few people, maybe a one Danny Burstein. Yeah, a couple of people I know for that. Well, thank you.
We love Lisa.
That means a lot coming from you, Lisa. Thank you so very much, everyone, for your kind words. I can see them.
Genius. Thank you, my friend.
Cheers. Thank you so very much, Jim. Please keep doing what you are doing. I agree with Peter. You are seriously one of the greats, and I'm so glad that you are doing this. Please, please, please. I would love to actually do it in person when we can do it in person, and I absolutely adore you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight.
2021 is going to be our year.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, Justin.
Goodbye.
Every year on your birthday when people say, oh, it's going to be your year, I'm always worried that they could be mistaken or that I already had my year. My year was 1979. That would be sad. thank you for all of the Venmoing and PayPaling that have been coming in. I really, really appreciate it. There's no other way to keep these shows going. Really helps us so much to keep the entertainment flowing, if you will. Aisha de Haas. Aisha started her career doing theater in Chicago and came to the Great White Way to perform. I can't believe I just said Great White Way. To perform in shows like Bring in the Noise, Rent, Caroline or Change, and the tour of Newsies. But I know her as one of the greatest jazz-infused singers. Oh my gosh, she's so divine on the nightclub scene. She has an online concert coming up on Thursday, November 12th. Here is the wonderful Aisha de Haas.
Hello, Jim.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. I'm here in my dressing room.
I love that. You did it.
Well, I can't wear it in the dressing room, so I figured I'd put it on for your show.
Well, thank you for having a backdrop that matches our backdrop and Justin Guarini's backdrop. Yes. There's a theme tonight. How are you, my friend? What's happening?
Listen, I'm doing good. I have so enjoyed the show so far. I have it on my television, as a matter of fact.
Ooh.
I saw Gunhild at Birdland live, and she is so much fun. Many years ago, I was working in Berlin, and we were so excited because after the show, we could just catch the New York voices performing at some club around town. And it was such a joy. It was my first time hearing them, seeing them in Berlin, Germany.
Oh, and, that sounds so course, glamorous.
Well, you go where the work is. You know how.
I know. It sounds so cool.
Yes. Justin, I have never met, but I'd heard a rumor years ago that they were trying to do a Superfly on Broadway, Superfly the musical, and that they were thinking of him for the lead. And I was like very excited to hear that. Yeah, I just think I agree with you. He's such a good singer.
Such a good singer and such a good guy.
A good singer. Yeah. So
okay.
Thank you.
Speaking of good singers, you grew up in just a wildly talented family, jazzers all.
Jazzers.
But you and your brother Darius kind of made a turn into musical theater. What did your very cool jazzy swinging family think of that?
Well, now they think it's all fine and good. But growing up,
right.
Both of my parents, my mother sang and my father was a jazz bassist, and they were not stage parents.
Right.
They were, listen, you see what's going on. You have to work all the time. If you don't love what you're doing, do something else. This is a hard business. So I've known that since I was a tot.
Right.
But I couldn't get away from it. So yeah.
You got to do it. Well, your dad, Eddie de Haas, and your mom, Geraldine Bay of Andy and the Bay Sisters. Yeah. I've loved watching them watch you and your brother Darius over the years at Birdland. It just does my heart good.
It's a blessing.
I'm guessing
they can still come out, and watch.
I'm guessing that the music around your house when you were growing up was just stupid and thrilling. What was on the record player?
Oh my gosh. Well, the Sony that my father had maybe since, I don't know, before I was born to when we moved them back to New Jersey,
right,
would always play, and generally people that he played with. He played with Chet Baker, and he played with Miles Davis, and he played with Tommy Flanagan, and so we had a lot of straight ahead bebop. My father was a bopper, And so that was a lot, but Darius will tell you when they were out of the house, grocery shop or whatever, then we would put the, R&B, the Shaka Khan, the Natalie Cole,
Yes.
whoever was the popular person of the day for us, and blast that throughout the house. So the Sony got a pretty good workout for a lot of years. Yeah.
I bet. Well, you've been so successful performing in so many different venues, small clubs, big concert venues, Broadway and national tours, like playing Meta Larkin in Newsies. That must have traveling the world. Look at you.
Yeah,
Look at you.
It was really, it really was a great time. It was a great time to tour the country with the show. Before I went, I knew it was so popular, the show. Here in New York was very popular on Broadway. My BFF was Meta Larkin, Pathia Jenkins. And so going on tour, I knew it was a popular show. I really didn't know how popular until after you walk out of the stage door and you see lines of these young people waiting to meet you. And it was really, really something. And then to be able to do the movie at the end of the tour was just the icing on a great cake. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It's great.
And it was a great costume.
Really a great costume.
Yes.
In the same way that I think Justin can do so many different things, if money were no object, if it weren't about what each thing pays, what's your choice of venue? Where do you really feel like most comfortable? In a small room, on a concert stage, on Broadway?
You bring the hard questions, Jim. I love that all, but I have to say, in 2017, that was Ella Fitzgerald's centennial. And I was asked to be part of a trio that went out and did a tribute to Ella in concert halls around the country.
Oh.
And with these orchestras, 60, 80 piece orchestras, singing these fantastic arrangements of the American Songbook was really a thrill for me. So tonight I'm going to say that is what I would love to do more of.
Well, singing with 80 pieces has got to be a good feeling. Yes. You didn't do that at Birdland. You did not have 80 pieces in your upcoming Radio Free Birdland concert airing and premiering on. Look, there you are.
Wonderful Billy Stretch. And
yes,
Billy
you
Stretch
did.
Was all I needed right then. Yes.
That's
there
right. That's you right there. Thursday, November 12th, it premieres. That's and then it runs on demand for 30 days on BroadwayWorld.com, events.BroadwayWorld.com.
Events, right, yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I've got it. Yes.
It's such a gorgeous concert.
Thank you, Jim. And I really want to thank you for asking me to be a part of it, because I was, I hadn't really sang for 5 months, and it was a real slump. And it was, not that the time is so gone right now, but, at least I feel optimistic about maybe work coming sooner rather than later. But it really gave me an opportunity to, pick myself up, dust myself off, start all over, and just, start singing for real. And so this concert is my first foray back into the world of the living, singing.
And oh man, you sound so good and look so beautiful. People are going to go wild. Sing for us right now.
I will.
Yay.
I will. I have quite the little setup right here.
Uh-oh. We've all become technical directors.
unspoiled, love only slightly soiled, love for sale. Who will buy? Who would like to sample my supply? Who's prepared to pay the price for a trip to paradise? Love for sale. The poets pipe of love in their childish way. I know every type of love better far than they. If you want the thrill of love, I've been through the mill of love, old love, new love, every love but true love for sale. Appetizing, yeah, love for sale. If you want to buy my wares, follow me and climb the stairs. Love for sale. Lick, 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 you boo, boo, doo, dee, dee. La doo doo dee dee, da doo doo dee dee, dee dee boo wee. Da dee 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 dee, lick, 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 la doo da da dee dee dee. Ba 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 doo doo dee, la doo doo dee, doo boo boo ba boo dee dee. Lee dee 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 you boo. Love, love, love for sale. Appetizing love for sale. If you want to buy my wares, follow me and climb the stairs. Love for sale. Love for sale.
Oh Lord, that was so good. That just made my day. It's just so easy. It just sounds like smooth as silk.
Somehow I am not hearing you at all.
Well, how rude. Ruby, is anybody hearing me?
It's
Hello?
like a chatter thing.
Yep, trying to fix it. Hold on.
Oh,
And
That-
so are
that's-
you, Ruby.
that's
Oh, wait,
loud.
you can't hear me?
There you go.
Can you hear? There I am. Yay. Yay, whatever happened. What I said was, you sound smooth as silk.
Thank you, Jim Caruso.
And by the
Thank
way, you have the clearest camera of anybody. You might have to win an award for Pajama Cast Party. There's something so beautifully clear about what's happening here with your camera.
Well, I did get the ring light that you said I had to get. Finally got it. And maybe I cleaned the little camera on my iPad.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Right. Yes.
Thank you.
And
It's the little things when you have an online show.
it really is. It really is.
No, it's true.
I want to thank you, Jim, for doing this because, like you, I think that BCEFA, Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, is a fantastic organization that helps everyone across the board in any kind of entertainment. And I'm so glad that we're getting those Venmos and PayPals that are helping them out. Because it's
Isn't
important.
it nice? Yeah. They are angels. They work so incredibly hard. And it's interesting when you find out what $25 will do.
Yes.
$50. $50 can send a doctor to somebody's home. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's we're not looking for huge amounts of money. Those incremental amounts of money can do so much. $25. A bag of groceries.
Absolutely.
it's really extraordinary. So it's we're not looking for millions, although that would be nice if
That
you
would
have
be nice
millions.
too, yes.
I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. I'll throw in a free cast party mug for $1
want one
million.
of those. I am going to castparty.com. Is that it? Castparty.com?
Pajama
Because I
cast
like
party.
that mug, and I have to say, I like that apron that Jane Monheit was modeling. How
Jane
about that
Monheit
apron?
clearly needs to be our apron model.
Yes.
She's become very successful
Yes.
just from modeling our apron.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To say nothing of that crazy voice she has.
Oh, well.
Heaven.
That's for a whole nother show.
That
can
is a whole
sing
nother
the
show.
Praises of Jane Monheit because I adore her singing.
Me
Absolutely.
too.
I just
Me
adore
too.
her. Yeah.
Maybe a duet.
From your mouth.
Oh, Jane, are you watching? Aisha, I love you.
love to.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
for
Jim.
doing this, for joining us and singing your heart out for us.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, Ruby.
Ruby's on it.
Wizard, Techno Wizard.
Mwah. Take care.
You too.
Sweet. Oh, Jane. Oh, rats. Well, we lost Aisha, but I'll tell her. Jane, that would be so fun, you guys together on stage. Ruby, I feel I should bring you on. We could talk about some things before we bring our last guest on. Ruby, how are you?
I'm good. I was just dancing in silence, and now I'm here. No, just kidding. I'm doing good. This is a great show.
I love this show. All the more reason I want to make sure that we can send some money to
Yes.
Broadway Cares. So look at that. There's the Venmo. There's the PayPal. As I've said, we like to pay for I don't know why I point here for the platform. But then we love to send some money. We love to send lots of money to Broadway
Yes.
Cares every week, if possible. And you always say the thing about cover charges. Say that thing.
Well, yes, I have like a new thing to add too. Well, yes, my cover charge speech. In the times that we are living in, when movie theaters are closed, music venues are closed, Birdland is closed, the Carlisle is closed. Places that you would be going every week or every other week. Instead of paying a cover charge, send your cover charge to us for right now, virtually, for these shows. And also send something to every single virtual event that you watch, because we are not the only show that needs support. And, this week in particular has been filled with just an incredible amount of hope. And I think people everywhere kind of feel like things are finally going to start to change. But I think it's really important to remember that it's not going to change overnight, unfortunately. And we're still going to be quarantining and in this position for probably a few more months. So the tips need to come, not just to our show, to any virtual event that you are watching. This is how they are going to continue until we can all be together, which I truly do believe is going to be sooner rather than later. But for now, this is what we've got.
Right.
So that's my tip speech.
So many great people we know have virtual shows. Billy Stritch, Matt Baker, Gabrielle Stravelli, Julie Garnier is doing a new thing.
Yes, Billy Stritch.
Yeah, I said Billy.
Oh,
Who
sorry.
else?
Wow.
We know Julie Halston, every single Friday, virtual Halston. Who else? Gosh, we know Janice Siegel, Lauren Kinnan, really the
Karen
cream of the
Mason.
crop.
Oh my gosh, I produce her show every single Thursday.
Karen Mason, one of the best
such a good
voice
show.
ever.
Truly. Yeah.
That's an
Such a
incredible
joy.
voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get to our last but certainly not least, our last guest, ladies and germs. If you even have the slightest interest in entertainment, journalist Michael Musto has been on your radar for years. His historic and hysterical New York Voice column gave him entree to every possible scene, nightlife, Broadway, movies, books. His writing is always filled with so much fun gossip. And in the process of all that, he became a star himself. And he can sing. Wait till you hear this. Welcome, Michael Musto.
Hi, Jim.
That was very Joanne Worley.
I was going for Merman, but I'll take Joanne. Jim, I haven't left the house in 6 years. Has anything been going on?
Nah, nothing.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard about anything.
Yeah, just watching some TV. Can you believe, first of all, this last week in New York City, the last couple days have been delightful. New York has never been more just buoyant to me.
Well, the funny thing is, funny being strange, is that Trump had said New York is a ghost town. Well, first of all, we came out, I think 800 billion people came out to vote him out of office in New York. It was 85% of Manhattan voters voting for Biden-Harris. I also think when they announced Biden-Harris are the winners, I've never seen New York more alive. It is so far from over. People were dancing in the street with masks on. They were banging pots. I mean, it was quite a festive day. It was actually the best party I ever went to was that night, Saturday night at Washington Square Park. And there was music and happiness.
Did you go?
Of course. And then I got a little nervous. Even with the mask, I was like, this is too many people. But I
know. That makes me nervous. But you have been to some good parties, my friend. I cannot imagine what. Well, let's start. Tell me about your first writing gig. Where did you first decide to write an article about something?
One of my first was writing for the Soho Weekly News, which was sort of an alternative to the Village Voice. It was even more underground. And they paid $50 an article. I was thrilled. But one of the first clubs I went to was Studio 54 because I was writing them up. I was interviewing Steve Rebell, the co-owner for Soho Weekly. God. So Steve Rebell would be at the door and pull me in. I was a schlub. I was living with my parents. I had bad skin. I looked like a wire hanger that had been stretched out with Brillo on top. I had bad hair. Now I'm gorgeous, but back then, forget it.
Sure.
And the thing about Studio 54, Jim, were you there? You must have been there with Liza.
I wasn't there with Liza. I wasn't there when it was good. I was there when it reopened in the 80s. But to me, from Dallas, Texas, it was great.
Well, when it reopened,
it was a fantastic party.
New owners, Steve Rebell and Ian Schrager, had been put in jail for tax evasion. They have been caught hiding money in the walls. So when I go to 54 Below now, I actually bring a razor blade to see if there's anything left.
You never know.
20. But Jim, I can't tell you how extraordinary Studio 54 was. God, do I sound like Old Yeller or something? But at its peak, you walked in and you saw Liza, and she was with Lisa Mordente, Cheetah's daughter. That was her best friend at the time. And I went up
Still
to
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I went up to Lisa to like schmooze her, hoping she'd say, "This is my friend Liza." She didn't. I hate her. But it didn't matter because I turned around and there was Michael Jackson before he became agoraphobic. There was Cher, Dolly Parton, Johnny Carson, Diana Ross. And they were mixing in. Once you were inside, there was a democracy on that dance floor. You were all equal. That's never going to happen again.
Very, very democratic, that club. Now, you also wrote for After Dark, which is a magazine that I collect. It was such a weird, hip, vibey. I didn't even know what I was reading at the time. But it was fascinating. What did you do for After Dark?
I did interviews. I did reviews. I did think pieces. It was a gay magazine without coming out and saying it was a gay magazine, but it was obvious. There would be like Anne Margaret on the cover and articles about the Village People and ads for lube. And I actually knew.
And still, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm not. Is it bi-curious? I'm not sure. But Patrick Pacheco was one of the big editors there, and I went up to him. I was like an up-and-coming, ambitious writer. I went up to him at a party that I knew he would be at, and I had an envelope full of all my clippings with ideas. I was like, "Here, I'm dying to write for After Dark," and I got a call the next day from Brant Mewborn, who was an editor there, and they gave me an assignment. And the great thing about After Dark, some of these people, not the two I mentioned, but some of them were on so much coke that I did a cover story about teen idols. And when it came out in the magazine, someone had laid out the galleys in the wrong order, so that the middle of the story was the beginning and vice versa. And we didn't get. Here's the best thing: the readers were on coke because we didn't get one letter of complaint. It made sense to them.
That's got to be like a collector's item at this point. Who are your heroes as a writer?
Well, when I started, I really loved Liz Smith, John Simon, believe it or not. Both of those I ended up criticizing, but at the time I was all starry-eyed. And I loved the new journalism. I loved Gail Sheehy and Tom Wolfe. They inserted themselves into the reportage and made it more personal. I loved Rex as well. I adored Rex Reed.
I'm sorry?
I adored
Rex Reed. That's what I was going to say. When I read you write with such a singular voice, and so did Rex. So does Rex. It's like a singer that you know, that you love, when you hear their voice is like a thumbprint, and your writing is like that. The way you put words together. I'm reading your most recent book, which is hilarious. Fork on the left, knife in the back. One of the better. Oh, look, there it is.
It's a good title. Yeah, that's all you need. Title.
So clever, so funny.
It's a collection of some of my best work from the Village Voice. And one thing I learned from Rex Reed is, first of all, only interview people you really like. Don't go to bury somebody. And also get something. Don't just ask them boring questions. You know how to interview, Jim. You make it a conversation. You draw something personal and unique out of them, and it becomes something special.
Well, you are a tireless chronicler of not just Broadway and the celebrity, but the real downtown scene that I knew nothing about. I don't have clothes for that scene. I don't know I don't get it, but I love reading about it. And you brought that to so many people.
I found a home in that scene because when I first started going to gay pickup bars, this is before Grindr and all that, you had to go to like a place called the Barefoot Boy or the Anvil and pick up a person in person. I didn't cut it. I described it the way I looked. Nobody wanted to undress me with their eyes. But when I went to the downtown clubs, which were LGBT mixed crowds, that's where everybody was welcome. And the things you were made fun of back in high school, suddenly you're celebrated for. And you could wear a lampshade on your head and everyone, oh, you look fabulous. Or they were wearing
That's called growing up. When you learn that your faults end up being what makes you so cool and so unique. What's a perfect bit of gossip for you? Because you've been such a fun writer of gossip. It's dishy, it's funny, it's dirty, it's everything we love to read. But what makes great gossip?
Great gossip is not a cute item. I mean, Liz Smith was a cheerleader for celebrities. It was nice gossip that she peddled. I like the dark, dangerous stuff. If two celebrities are going at it, that's fun. I feel bad for their feelings, not that much, but it's fun to write.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I would do comes
that was my next question. Like, do you feel bad?
No, sorry, I didn't make them do it. I'm just reporting it.
but then you get to, if you're writing about their stumbles and screw ups, you can then write about their phoenix-like rise back up. So Absolutely. You make up for it.
And when I started my Village Voice column in 1984, at first I was just negative. I was just going for blood. And then I had realized, pull back, Michael, you like celebrities. That's why you write about them. And I wasn't afraid after that to show my appreciation. A brave gossip writer will do that.
I think you're right. Plus, nobody will talk to you if they'll hate you.
That's the other thing. You want access. But I always made my own way, even as publicists cut me off their lists. But basically, deep down, we're human. We somehow get off on people bigger than us and richer than us screwing up. But then we're also human in the fact that we cheer their renaissance. We want them to rise like a phoenix.
That's right. How has music played a part of your life all these years?
Music is instrumental. I was actually for 5 years the music critic for Us magazine, and I have a band. I had a band called Michael Musto and the Must, which was a Diana Ross cover band. I was basically Diana. I was a white male Diana, like Michael Jackson. Too soon?
Like it.
And
then the lines keep coming.
Oh yeah. I hung that up. I hung up the band years ago, but then I started getting asked again to perform, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I started doing duet shows at Club Cumming, Alan Cumming's club, which were benefits for like Sage and Gays Against Guns, so they were useful, and I really had a great time performing with people like Vivian Reed and Dina Martina. And now I'm just a whore for hire, and I don't even get paid.
Which is why you're here.
I gotta sing.
I want you to sing for these people because I'm a big fan of your singing voice, and there are many of us out there. But for those who haven't heard you, show off a little bit.
Well, this is sort of a comic medley. Jim, as you know, in the old days, you could only be male or female, but now things have progressed. You could be both. You could be neither. You could be them. So I've gone back and looked at some old musical chestnuts, some old hits that we love, and I've updated the gender to fit the current landscape. I've made them more correct. Okay, let's hope this works. The medley starts with a famous song by a Mr. Tammy Wynette. I hate the internet. Let's see if this works. Hang in there, Jim. It's coming. It's coming. Here we go. Is the backup loud enough?
Sounds good.
Sometimes it's hard to be a person, giving all your love to just one person. But if you love them, oh, be proud of them. 'Cause after all, they're just a gender non-binary. Stand by your them. Give them two arms to cling to, and something warm to come to when nights are cold and lonely. Stand by your them and show the world you love them. Keep giving all the love you can. Stand by your them. This next song you might remember from Mr. Dusty Springfield. I'm going to make the genders correct and up to date. Billy Ray was a preacher's kid, and when their parent would visit, they'd come along. When they gathered round and started talking, that's when Billy would take me walking. Out through the backyard we go walking. Then they look into my eyes. Lord knows, to my surprise, the only ones who could ever reach me were the spawn of a preacher. The only ones who could ever teach me were the spawn of a preacher. Yes, they were. They were. Ooh. Yes, they were. Oh, this is a hot disco song. You'll remember this one, Jim. This was by that great disco duo, the Weather People. Here we go. Humidity's rising. Ooh. My voice is getting low. According to all sources, the street's the place to go. 'Cause tonight, for the first time, just about 10:30, for the first time in her story, it's gonna start raining them. It's raining them. Hallelujah, it's raining them. Amen. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna get me a beer with someone who is gender queer. It's raining them. Hallelujah, it's raining them. And it's not just men. Tall, blonde, dark, and rough. Some from Tinder, some from Scruff. And finally, Jim, I know you want this to go on forever, but I'm going to end my incredible gender medley with a cover version of Cyndi Lauper's great hits. Well, you'll see. Let's make it right. I come home in the morning light. My parents says, when you're gonna live your life right. Oh, parent dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and we wanna have fun. Oh, we just wanna have fun. The phone rings in the middle of the night. My other parent yells, what you gonna do with your life? Oh, other parent dear, you know you're still number one, but they wanna have fun. Hell, we just wanna have fun. We just wanna, oh, we We just wanna have fun. Thank you for enjoying my crazy, kooky gender medley. I think
First of all,
you don't know what
Stand By Your Them is an all-time great lyric.
I should have just stopped there.
It's so good. Michael, thank you for joining us, for singing so great, and for telling your great stories. I mean, I could talk to you for an hour. It's so fun to hear I want to hear more. I want to hear much more.
I would love to come back, and I'll wear my pajamas next time, and I'll have a bib and everything. It'll be great.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I can't wait to hang in person and at Birdland and at Club Cumming and wherever the hell else you want to hang. I'm there.
I've been waiting so long to see Music Man. I hear the kid who played the Ron Howard. Ron Howard. I can't even talk. Let's just skip the joke.
No, but we know where you're going with that. We know where you're going with it.
He's going to play Harold Hill. He's going to play Harold Hill. It's been a long wait.
Man, has it ever. Thank you, Michael. That's Michael Musto. Much fun. Oh my God, that really made me happy. I had this visual of Ruby and I coming in dancing backup, but
Here.
Oh, now. Yeah, great.
Well, now
great.
we can just dance to nothing and end the show